I had the wish and hope that I would get an opportunity to study at the University of Oxford. As far as I had come to know, Oxford University was one of the topmost centers of reading in the world. But when I tried to get into Oxford, I had to face many difficulties. At Oxford, one has to get admission both to a college and to the university. For those who are doing a first degree like BA honors, it is necessary only to get admission to a college, for the college would see to the admission to the university also. In my case, I was intending to do research, so I had to get admission both to a college and the university, the department from which or in which I wanted to do research. Getting admission to a college at that time was very difficult. The reason was in 1945-46, the persons who had been taken into the army were being released as in addition to the usual age group. These students were also students who had joined the army were also coming back. There was a shortage of places available in the colleges. 2 or 3 friends of mine who knew people at Oxford tried to get me into a college, but 3 or 4 of the colleges which they had approached said that because of the war veterans, there was difficulty in getting admission, that they did not have a place. A few colleges said this, and then a professor at Oxford, who was also trying to get a seat for a college for me, said I would now try the government and see whether they would take you in the quota for students from India. But with that also they did not succeed. Then Mr. Yetiara, the principal of Union Christian College, told me, let me try. He had himself been a student at Oxford and had done research there. And he had been a member of a college called St. Peter's College. He wrote a letter to a teacher of St. Peter's College, whom he had known when he was a student at St. Peter's. Immediately, Mr. Uttira's friend, whose name was Mr. Horton, immediately he got the letter. He approached the principal of St. Peter's College, and the principal said immediately, I would take him. The reason was that Union Christian College was as a special Ecumenist college was known to the principal of St. Peter's College. Incidentally, the principal was known as the master. He was the master of St. Peter's College. He said, he told me when I reached there, I met Mr. A.M. Varkey, the principal of UC College, when he came on a speaking tour to England, raising money and speaking about the college there. So the problem of admission to a college was solved like that. St. Peter's College offered to take me. Then there was the problem of research. For that, a supervisor was necessary. The supervisor should be a person known in his subject, and there were not at that time any persons who were free to supervise research on Wordsworth, which was the subject that I had chosen. Then the same gentleman, Mr. Ritira's friend, Mr. Horton, he offered to the university that if the subject was Wordsworth, he was prepared to act as the supervisor. So Mr. Horton became the supervisor, and St. Peter's College became my college. That was what happened, and the problems of admission both to the college and to the university were solved like that. Then going to England, I was called for interview at the end, towards the end of March, and after that I was informed that I should be ready to leave whenever called. Later on, I was told that I would be leaving for India from Calcutta. Calcutta because it was difficult to get, there was not enough time for booking in a ship and going by a ship. So around that time, there was a special flight leaving Calcutta for Paris. That special flight was carrying the persons who had come for a student conference somewhere in Western or in Eastern Asia, maybe Bangkok. And I was told that I should reach Calcutta by the 31st of August. 1950. So I reached Calcutta on the 30th of August 1950, and I found that there were five other persons who had been selected, mostly from North India and Bengal, to go with me. There were six of us to go by that flight to Paris, and then the six of us left by a flight from Calcutta. There was a stop at Karachi and then one at Cairo, and thereafter Paris, which was the place up to which the plane went. So we reached Paris about noon. We were put up in a hotel, had our lunch, and in the evening we were to go to London by train. That was a train, Paris-London train, which at Calais went in ownership and was carried by the boat to the other side, Dover, and from Dover it ran on to London. And from London we caught another train which took us to took me to Oxford.